There are only 3 bosses in all of Dark Souls 2 that I actually enjoyed. And those were all of the DLC bosses. All of the last final DLC bosses.
Learned none of the actual full bosses.
I didn't like any of the actual full bosses. That was Sin? Oh, whatever. That was Sin, Fume Knight, and Burnt Ivory King.
The Burnt Ivory King.
Yep. The lead up to his fight is dope as shit. If you manage to get all of the Lois Knights on your side, if you get all of them to join you in the fight, what happens is they all jump down with you into the hole, into the Old Chaos, where you and the 4 other knights fight off against this small battalion of burnt Lois Knights, and it's just a huge battle royale that is just so cool and fun. I loved it so much. And then the Burnt Ivory King himself wasn't too bad. He had the right amount of health to make the fight not completely bullshit, to where like, oh, I ran through like 7 Estus flasks, and now I have 3, and then trading off damage would be impossible. Because that's how I managed to beat him. I just traded damage with him. I was like, fuck that noise. I'm not gonna try to sit here and learn his fucking patterns. Nah. We're gonna brawl it out like bros.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever play Dark Souls 2.
You should play Dark Souls 2.
Why?
Because it's a great game. Because I played it.
What is that meant to do?
I thought you were always the better gamer, and now yeah, you were always like, hey, when I beat Demon Souls, this is what this dude went and did. He's like, oh no, now I have to beat Dark Souls 3 because a Nazi went and beat Demon Souls. Oh. That's what you did. You were like, oh no, now I have to like man up and live up to this.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
yeah. You're like, hey, I got this whole edition of the Dark Souls games, and I was like, fuck. Because I looked and I had the game sitting in my inventory, and I'm like, I have yet to actually fully play it. So,
all right. So here's the secret thing that I wanted to come all the way back to. You go all the way back to the beginning of the game. You go through and you talk to all of your friends. Azrael is here. I just can't come back, okay? I cannot. I don't want to break their hearts all over again. It's better if they never see me. Are you still here? Are you trying to keep me company? Frisk, come on now. Hey, let me ask you a question. Frisk, why did you come here? Everyone knows the legend, right? Of Mount, Ebott? Mount Toby?
Mount Debon.
Backwards?
Yeah.
They are said to disappear. Frisk, why would you ever climb a mountain like that? Was it foolishness? Was it fate? Or was it because you...
Was a reincarnation?
Well, only you know the answer, don't you? Well, I think what he's implying here is... Did you want to die?
Was Frisk looking to commit suicide?
I know why Alex climbed the mountain. It wasn't for a very happy reason.
Also trying to commit suicide.
To be honest with you, he hated humanity. Why they did hate humanity, they never really said, but they felt very strongly about that. Frisk, you really are different from Alex. In fact, though you have similar choices in style...
What?
I don't know why I ever acted like you were the same person.
I am wearing pajama pants and a Transformers shirt.
Yeah, same thing as Frisk.
What?
Maybe the truth is, Alex really wasn't the greatest person.
Okay.
Well, Frisk, you're the type of friend I wish I always had. Ha! The game's thrown shade on your face.
I don't need this kind of mad shade right now.
So maybe I was kind of projecting a little bit.
A little bit.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
I did some weird stuff as a flower.
You killed your father.
Tried to kill his father. There's one last thing I should tell you. When Alex and I combined our souls, control over our body was split between us. They were the one that picked up their empty body, and then, when we got to the village, they were the one that wanted to use our full power. I was the one that resisted. And then, because of me, we kind of, let's just say that's how I ended up being a flower, okay? This whole time, I've blamed myself for that decision. That's why I've adopted that horrible view of the world, kill or be killed. But now, after meeting you, Frisk, I don't regret that decision. Hey, you motherfucker!
Give me a minute.
He's gonna attend to the female. I don't regret the decision anymore. I did the right thing. If I killed those humans, we would have had to wage war against all of humanity. And in the end, everyone went free, right? I still feel kind of sad knowing how long it took, so maybe it wasn't a perfect decision, but can't really regret hard choices your life, right?
All the day.
Well, not that I have much of a life left, but that's besides the point. Frisk, thank you for listening to me. You should really go and be with your friends now, okay? But you are my friend.
Oh,
Please, in the future, if you see me, don't think of it as me, okay? I just want you to remember me like this. Someone that was your friend for a little while. Oh, and Frisk, be careful in the outside world, okay? Despite what everyone thinks, it's not as nice as it is here. There are a lot of flowies out there, and not everything can be resolved by just being nice. Frisk, don't kill, and don't be killed, alright? That's the best you can strive for. Well, see ya. Frisk, get the fuck out of here! Alright, that's the end of his little bit of dialogue. Now we have to fuck this. I wish there was a quick warp option here. But anyways, we can keep talking about Dark Souls while this is going on.
So I want to get Dark Souls for the Switch.
Dark Souls for the Switch. I also want to get Dark Souls for the Switch. Not gonna lie, I got the whole trilogy collection, but I think it would be baller as all hell to take my Dark Souls on the go,
right?
And like play it just like, you know, in the middle of class or whatever,
Exactly.
like beating Gwendolyn, like fuck yeah.
But like when we go on the road trip to Dice Show Con.
Exactly. Yes.
Or like when you're sitting in the hotel bed, you can just be like, fuck.
I'm gonna beat Ornstein and Schmo. By the way, I beat Ornstein and Smo, and that only took me 2 tries. A lot of people say they were really hard. I didn't see the hype.
I think it depends on who did what first. Most people probably thought Smo was the one to take out.
I took out Smo first. Beat Ornstein second try.
Really? A lot of people think you have to take Ornstein out first.
I think, yeah, or if you take Ornstein out first, Smo is a lot easier to deal with because he's slower. His fat ass though will kill you because that thing has incredible range.
That hammer.
Anyways, I took out Smo first because I wanted Ornstein's weapon, or not weapon, his item, which is the Leo ring, and I was like, oh, well, didn't really do much for me in the end. But I think the fact that I had a weapon that dealt bleed damage helped a hell a ton.
How do you plan on
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now I have to remember this. Okay. Which helped out a hell a ton because it dealt massive amounts of damage to them. Because it would proc up the bleed and just, you know, fuck their... Alright, here's the hardest part of this game.
Oh, I'm gonna fast forward this.
Here's the hardest part of this game.
Oh my god.
This is legitimately the hardest part of this. This is the real Dark Souls. This is the real Dark Souls right here. Alright, made it through, finally. Now we have to get through the 50 other puzzles.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What are we gonna do? Like, we're already 10 minutes over.
That's fine. Your computer can handle it. Probably.
But I could just imagine us being in the hotel rooms. Or like, if we both have our Switches, we can just co-op whenever we want.
Oh yes, right there. They're right next to each other. Boom. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be running.
Complain at you when I need something.
Yeah. This guy here calling me like, hey, can you help me with Pontiff Sullivan? Can you help me with Champion Grave Tender? I'm like, all right, but then I have to get there, and then I call him over for my boss fights. New Game Plus. This guy dies literally in 2 seconds, and I'm sitting here with a New Game Plus boss with more health, and I'm like,
whose fault is that?
Yours.
What do you mean?
You wanted to fight with me. You're like, hey, I want to come in
though,
here.
didn't I? Oh, fuck you.
I mean, Greatwood killed you.
Oh, that wasn't my fault.
You left me for dead there.
What?
You left me for dead. I had to sit there and take care of this guy all by myself, and he's an annoying bitch to hit. And then you left me for dead for the Abyss Watchers.
Not my fault.
Sure, it wasn't. Because I saw your fight video. You sat in the background while the NPC did all the work. That's what you were expecting me to do, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna play this carefully. And then the enemies just aggroed you and just ate your face.
It was such bullshit. I think I just finally realized, like, my problem was I didn't know how to stick with a weapon.
Oh, yes. I've seen all of your, like, oh, heavy gemstone +2, refined gemstone +3. I'm like, this boy is spreading his resources wide and thin like a whore on Sunday.
I didn't know, because I also wasn't allocating my stats either. Because at first I was trying to go for that paladin build, and it was not. You need to really know what you're doing. Wasn't
strength and faith.
I know, but there was a lot of decent weapons that with a strength and faith build could actually work, but then I needed some more in intelligence, or I needed some more in dex.
Well,
and
see, that's what I did with all of my Souls game, except for Demon Souls. Demon Souls, I went straight strength, and I was like, wow, that's okay. I did it. And then Dark Souls 3, I went with intelligence and dexterity. And with Dark Souls 1, I went with dexterity and stamina and health. I was like full physical, and then I used pyromancy for like random other stuff. And then I went in Dark Souls 2, I went dexterity and faith. It's a bit of a theme going on here.
For Bloodborne,
I went with dexterity and arcane.
I'm sensing a pattern.
Because every time I've played those games, I've always played female characters, and I've never seen much point in like muscly women. Doesn't make much sense. Okay, biologically doesn't. I don't care.
Marvel.
I don't care
Wonder
how much.
Woman.
I don't care how much
Mother
flack
Russia
I'm gonna get for this.
Kick-Ass.
I don't care how much flack I'm gonna get for this. Women biologically are not that strong, but I made them dexterity builds instead.
You're not wrong biologically now.
I just like it better. Okay, and I fell off the cliff.
You fell off.
That's the reason why I always go with dexterity, because I always play with female characters.
Why didn't you play with the guy character?
They don't look as good.
Make them look like a.
I keep hitting the right. Make them what? Make them look like a girl?
No,
nah.
like a Smurf.
Like a Smurf?
Yeah.
That's some nonsense right there. That's what I always do. Except when I'm going through Bloodborne now. I'm going through Bloodborne with a. That's the wrong way. With a full strength build. And I had one of my first PvP moments I told you earlier.
Yep.
And I melted that man's health bar. Two hits. Using the Kirk hammer.
Oh yeah,
giant hammer. I had 41 strength because that's all I put all of my points into, just strength. I was level like 35 or 38 by that point. I went into the Nightmare Frontier. I was taking people on. Well, not taking people on. I was just trying to explore, and then this guy came out of nowhere, and it's like, hey, let's have a duel. And then I punched him so hard he died. It was great. I just murdered him hard.
In Bloodborne, I used the Hunter's Axe because Hunter's Axe is just it's like I think it's the strongest starter weapon you can start with.
Hunter's Axe, yes. Hunter's Axe is the strongest weapon that you can start with, but I started with the
threaded cane.
Not the threaded cane. Here's what I started with, because I was like, I don't think I'll do Dex this time, and then I used the Hunter's saw.
Oh, the saw cleaver.
Saw cleaver. I used that. And then I picked up the threaded cane because I just had the souls lying around. I was like, well, fucking why not? Just pick it up. Let's see what it does. And then I saw what it did, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing a dex build now.
So you actually didn't start with the threaded cane?
Nope. Started with the cleaver, the meat cleaver.
The saw.
Went
cleaver,
to the threaded cane, and absolutely loved the moveset and what it did. And then eventually, I moved on from the threaded cane to the Holy Moonlight Greatsword because I had all those points into arcane and I had enough strength to wield most every other weapon. So I started using that and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
That was me with the boom hammer. Once I found, I was like, what the fuck is this thing? And
it goes boom!
And I clicked it and it poof, I went, yep, I love this thing.
But then I found the Rikuyo.
Oh, the Rikuyo's low sword.
And the DPS, because I can get like 2 attacks in. I can get 2 attacks in, whereas with the Moonlight Sword I can only get 1 in. It does way more damage. And I was like, yep, alright, this is Bay.
Did I tell you the story of how I ended up getting the Rikuyo, by the way?
No.
I was actually trying to get to the Orphan of Kost to fight it for like the millionth time. Still haven't beaten him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
So, as I'm running around, I was just trying to gather up souls. I was like, I'm just gonna level up a little bit. And I had the beckoning bell rung. So I was like, well, someone's gonna join my fight eventually. And someone did. Someone joined into my game and we were playing around. and he jumped into the well in the starting area. And I was like, oh shit, I know what he's trying to do. So I jumped into there and I helped him take down the big giant fish people. Immediately get the Rakuyo, and I start walking back, and all of a sudden I hear, pew! He left. He literally jumped into my game to help me get the Rakuyo and fucked off.
Sounds like a good man right there.
I was like, you know what? I would be salty, but you helped me get this, so I'm not gonna be salty.
It's well, you need to get all the weapons to platinum the game. So he helped you that far.
I'm trying to think what weapon I don't have.
All right.
Probably the threaded cane. I didn't technically get that. Or the
you probably haven't gotten the beast claw yet.
Yeah, the beast claws.
You need that. That is in Hinter, not Hintertomb. No. That's
In the Gatling.
Lower. Oh, have fun with that one.
That fucker's an asshole.
All right.
Got the amygdala arm though. That thing's funky.
Let's do it. This is the moment. This is the culmination of everything we have done.